Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. The Warhammer Titan. That's the name of this episode.
Well,
I can only assume we're gonna know who the Warhammer Titan is.
I mean, this show subverts expectations, so I don't know if it's
Sometimes,
actually...
yes. But given...
I forgot his first name, but the Tiber guy that was giving the speech.
Yeah. If
it is him, like, that would make a lot of sense, because he's going to transform, and then there's going to be a battle, obviously, but...
Oh, yeah.
If it's not him, then the expectations are subverted in terms of, like, how other stuff would go, because he got killed really quickly after he was introduced, so...
Yeah, well...
Which the show has done before in Season 1, with characters.
Very much so. I mean, it killed several characters who pretty much you would have assumed would have sort of plot armor because of their relationship. Yeah, you figured that we would at least get to know them more before they killed them, but instead, no, just swat, splat, and munch.
I also remember, I first watched Season 1 with a bunch of women, and I still remember the screams, like whenever one of Levi's squad members, I can't remember which one, was smashed against the tree.
I remember that one. Yeah, that one was tough.
Yeah, that room was filled with screams of people being like,
ah! Yeah, for me, I'll remember when Aaron got his leg bit off, and then all of a sudden he got devoured, and everyone was just like,
they just killed the main character.
What?
What the fuck?
What? And then I'll never forget, like, whenever I was watching the abridged version with with Micah way back in the day. Did you ever see that one?
Yeah, I saw at least the first episode.
The Team 4-star one?
Yeah.
There was only one episode made because the creators of Attack on Titan got in contact with him and said, don't make any more of these.
Yeah.
To which, to that I say...
That's the one with like, oh, hi, God, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, hi, God. Oh, God!
That was the part I remember. That was
all right, Armin.
Oh, hi, God.
Armin, I want you to listen to me, okay? All right? Are you listening? Okay? I'm going to reach my arm out, and you're going to pull me out. All right, I'll do it, Aaron. All right, on the count of 3. 1. Insert Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That was pretty damn good.
That was awesome. And they never made an episode 2 because fucking hell. I really hope one day... like, Takahata comes back with it, and he's just like, yeah, we're making it, because fuck them, Because if they want to be angry at us, then how come they didn't get angry at these other people, like a slap on Titan? But, yeah. And to think, there's only going to be 10 episodes left after this one, as far as we know. As far as it's been stated. I mean, Nick's looked at all the articles and everything, and
there's always the chance of them doing the whole thing that certain other series have done, where they do the 16 episodes and don't finish it during that time, and then finish it with like a movie. But I don't know.
We'll see. But I'm anticipating a lot of shit happening in this episode and in the next few episodes, and then maybe like a 2 or 3 episode planning thing, and then the grand finale of the season.
This episode's probably gonna be crazy.
Oh, yes, it is, because it's like, oh my God, there's a Titan! Holy fuck, there's a Titan! Run! Yeah, so let's get this up on screen, and let's give this a watch. Here we go. It's like he knew he was going to die.
Sounds like they have some people from there that have been corresponding with people from Paradise.
Maybe.
あなたも今までは大勢のエルディア人を機関銃の前地雷原の中に送り込んだはずだ。敵の正体や目的、攻撃手段が不明なまま、現場は不特定多数の群衆に囲まれています。あなたを守ることができない。このままではあなたは死にます。覚悟の上だ。レベリオ収容区のエルディア人は 哀れな被害者でなくてはならない。予期せぬ襲撃の被害者だ。私だけそこから逃れていては世界を味方につけるどころではなくなる。悪魔の末裔に違いありません。そして私たちは悪魔に違いない。
Here we go. Uh-oh.
That was a metal fucking
That is
shot of his face.
That's right. Run.
Or sit there and poop yourself. Either one's a valid option. Both understandable. Ooh, shoulder dropped. Or elbow dropped.
Oh, man.
Damn. Pretty sure she's already crushed to death. That sucks.
Yep. Oh, God. There goes Udo. Oh, is it? It's her! I knew it was... I knew it couldn't be him, because that'd be too obvious.
Yeah.
Oh!
Launched before the transformation finished.
Oh! The hardening.
Probably won't be enough, though.
Oh!
Jesus.
Now that's a hell of a power. He's dead. Oh yeah, Falco and Reiner.
戦ってるみたいだね。そんなわけが。私たちがここに拘束されていることが答えでしょう。遅いよ。ピークさん、ご無事ですか？早くロープを持ってきて。あの兵士が怪しい。私たちを尾行して。
Smart of her.
演説中の広場が巨人に襲われました。先にどうぞ。
待ってくるか。少し様子を見てから。
なんだ。
Oh, guess who? They're here.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, that's
a badass look at. Oh, this power. This will be interesting. Is he gonna pull that out of his stomach and use it? Oh. Yeah, these auto cannons. Oh. Yes! How you doing, girl? Oh, Thunder Spears! Here we go! Oh, shit! Right at the point! Oh, that's game. Damn!
Hello there, motherfuckers.
How you doing?
It's like coming off their arms.
Yeah, well, it's the rigging system like that all throughout the arms would help with that. She cut her hair. Nice. Bye-bye.
which means they don't care. They had to defend themselves one way or another. So.
Oh shit! What is that? Hey.
あなたは自分が何をやったか民間人を殺した。子供も殺した。もう取り返しがつかない。
まだ終わってない。
そんなはずはない。うなじを完全に吹き飛ばした。俺もうなじを念入りに潰した。だが奴は死んでない。
Oh shit!
潜水の巨人。硬質化で何でも器用に作っちまうってわけか。
Damn.
分かってきたぞ。いくらうなじを
It's a bit of a
潰しても死なねえわけだ。うまくいけば潜水の巨人を食える。
Well, Mikasa's right. Mikasa's right about Eren making this decision. It's
ガビ、お前は家族と一緒にいろ。
私も戻る。ウドとゾフィアがなんで殺されたのか。行くな。
all this has basically done is create another Eren Yeager. Gabby is now like in a similar situation to what Eren was when the Titans bursted through the wall. From above.
Yeah, they did bring guns.
Do what?
They did bring guns. Is that Sasha?
I think it is. Given how good of a shot she is.
It's gonna be hard. Okay, that's definitely Connie.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to tell who's who with them all looking older. Their new outfits look pretty bitchin' though.
Well,
They really upgraded their tech in the time that they had, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, take out her sight. There you go. Leave it to friggin' Mikasa to take this monster on. Leave it to an Ackerman, of course.
Oh!
Its body's not really there.
Not in the neck, yeah. It's just using hardening to make that Titan, essentially.
Oh, it's inside the crystal. Just like what happened with Annie. Not necessarily.
The crystal, anyways.
At least they're gonna take her. Oh, Jaw Titan. Oh no.
Oh fuck.
Levi.
Hell yeah.
He cut his jaw.
Jaw just got cut off.
Oh yes, it is. It's your boy. Where you going? We're just getting started, buddy.
Yep.
That's the
You put
scouts
them on
for
a
you.
fucking island where they had to learn to defend themselves against people like you for forever.
It's called evolution.
I mean,
Adapt
you
or
didn't
die.
personally, but obviously, yeah.
Well, yeah. Adapt or
It's
die.
gotta be terrifying for him to have always been like, you know, essentially the apex like war weapon, and then like have regular people just being like, I'm not fucking scared of you.
Of course, dude, that would scare the shit out of anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, imagine how Goliath felt when David showed up holding a slingshot, just standing in front of him, just be like, all right.
It's like what I was telling you about that. I heard from, I think it was Jacob that originally told me about that. Like, the U.S. Marines, like, people say that they're terrified of them because most other military, like, doesn't just come running whenever they hear gunshots, but the U.S. Marine runs towards the gunfire.
Always. They always do. That's the difference. That because you terrify your enemy by, you know, by showing them you're not afraid. That lack of fear. I mean, for instance, preparation, which the Paradisians have all that. They know how to fight Titans. They know how to fight. They know what to look. For instance, Eren knew what to look for when it came to fighting the Warhammer Titan. He knew what to look for. He was looking for any way that, like, how this person was able to cast these, like, to cast the hardening all over the place. Like, the spikes coming up from the ground. Like, how is this possible? And then, boom, figured it out. It's like the lead going into the ground. Okay, let's explore that. And then, of course, the Jaw Titan. You know, the Jaw Titan had the opportunity to beat Eren right there. But then, Levi, in his infinite wisdom of knowing how to fight Titans and what exactly that Titan is after, takes out, like, it's, for instance, it's just like when he fought the Beast Titan. You remember when Zeke was just, like, demolishing everybody? Like, as soon as Zeke went to guard his neck because he thought that's where he was going to go, no, Levi went for exactly where he wanted to, the eyes. He took out his sight, then he took out his legs, and as soon as he was unable to defend himself, he broke him down and just, like, chopped him up. And that is exactly what Levi and the rest of, like, Levi and Mikasa...
It's a lot easier to do when you're not constantly worried about, like, 50, like, random Titans, like, walking around, possibly coming out of nowhere at you and stuff.
Exactly.
Too, so.
Like, you can account for the Titans.
It's like when you're just, like, one-on-one and you got somebody like Levi, like, that's a ridiculous, like, weapon against that.
Oh, yeah.
Now I see what people were trying to spoil for me last season, which is they were like, oh, wait till you'll see what Eren's going to do in this season. You're not going to like him. You're going to think he's a piece of shit.
Well, I do think he is kind of a piece of shit for that approach.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear his reasoning on it and everything. Like, he definitely killed civilians and stuff.
He killed civilians. He killed children.
Probably started a world war.
He basically became the monster.
But
he basically almost became like the monster that he abhors.
I mean, war's a horrifying thing. Like,
people do atrocious things during war.
Yep.
I mean, and here's the thing about it.
You've been like, you gotta like keep in mind too. Like, this is like a group of people that have been driven to, like, the basis survival instincts for essentially their entire life.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna probably take the actions that seem like they're the most likely to give them an advantage in a fight. Like, no matter what the cost is, war crimes aside, essentially, like, they're trying to survive as a people. Like, they've had genocide aimed at them for, like, who God knows how long, essentially.
Oh, well, they've been the victims of and by no fault of their own. Everyone wants to pretend all Eldians are, again, assumption of it. It's just like I keep seeing all these ignoramuses saying, white people be crazy, white people are evil, and this shit like that. It's like, that's the exact same kind of mindset that starts conflicts like this. When you cordon off a section of the population and you spend your entire life hating them for no other reason than the fact that it's what you're told by previous generations, then you're effectively just... And it doesn't... And here's the thing. The history of those people, in all honesty, doesn't matter. What matters are the individuals who are there now, and how they can be shaped and how they can be formed into... how you can, like... Who they become is determined upon the environment in which they grow up in. Which, if they grow up in a hostile environment with everyone hating them for the previous mistakes of past generations, then of course they're going to be filled with malice, and they're going to want to get vengeance in some way. And the cycle of hatred, I'm seeing it form here with pretty much like it's the same situation that Eren was in. She's like that girl, what's her name?
Gabby.
Gabby, yes. Yeah. Same situation with Gabby. It's almost 1-to-1. The same situation. Gabby is now seeing the perspective that Eren had when he was helpless, when he was a kid, when he had literally nothing. And all of her friends are dying. There's little to no hope. The only thing that could make this situation worse...
And it was like an unexpected thing. It was out of nowhere, It was
yeah.
like, as far as she knew, nothing bad was going to be happening at that place that they were at currently.
And the number one thing as well, most paramount, that could make this situation worse is if Gabby's parents were killed. That'd in terms of that'd make the whole situation about square.
Yeah.
But in terms of it now,
So the main difference to it, I guess, is like when Eren first saw that happen, he was powerless to do anything, essentially, but she's already a soldier, at least.
She's already got some training, but she's still a kid. She is still very young, and she may be capable, but, I mean, she's human.
So I'm going to make a guess here. I'm kind of guessing what's about to happen is, I feel like Reiner might have been critically injured from Eren's transformation in front of him.
Yeah.
And I think Falco's probably going to be the only one in the situation to possibly, like, take over the Titan somehow.
Take over the
I don't know if,
Titan?
like, he'll be able to get a hold of something. I don't know. Maybe not, but, like...
Well,
I mean, if he takes, like, you know, Reiner somewhere as quick as he can, like, drags him out, like, and stuff, it's going to be hard for a kid his size to move him, but, like, I could see it being a situation where somehow he got a hold of the Titan fluid quick enough to eat Reiner and become the new armored Titan, and then he's going to be the counterattack to the scenario if that happens.
Well, I don't know. That's the whole problem with this, is we're still, like, there's so many pathways this can go on now. Like, the recon, like, the scouts are here, and they're wrecking shop. They're pretty much destroying all of the military because of their movement gear, and they're in an environment that they're familiar with. And plus, not only that, but they've made tremendous advancements with the 3D movement gear.
At least the style of environment. Like,
well,
they may not be fully familiar with the area, but yeah.
Well, they're as familiar with it as they can be
with,
because of the
flying
the reconnaissance that Eren has
stuff.
sent them.
Well, yeah.
Guarantee you, Eren has sent them, like, multiple maps of the districts and has told them, hey, this is, like, the average width of the streets. You know, these are, like, the highest buildings, you know, where you could have anchor point, like, your best anchor points. Also, this could be a good lookout spot if you want to see soldiers come. Like, Eren, I guarantee you, has done his homework on giving them as much information as possible to be as prepared for this attack. And with the advancements they've made in the 3D movement gear, with the thunder spears, with the firearms, you know, the pistols that they adapted from Kenny's outfit, and of course the better gear, you know, the armor, and also the impact, you know, the exoskeletons to absorb impact. And from what it seems as well, the air systems seem to be more more attuned as well. Like I think maybe they've advanced in every way with the suits.
Yeah.
I'm
almost wondering if there's, like, a mechanical aspect to like their the way that they're pulling themselves around now, to where they can use the extra, like, handheld, like, hooks. Because I'm pretty sure, like, I saw people shooting hooks from, like, a handheld thing, right?
Oh, yeah,
or, like,
yeah.
was it on their arms? Like,
it was.
I couldn't
Well,
tell for sure.
the thing is,
a lot of that shit happened so fast. I'm gonna have to go back.
The
and look
hooks
at
on
it
the
when I
original
edit it.
system were on the hips, because that was where you could absorb the most impact.
And it looked like they still had those. I thought
they do.
I wasn't sure.
I guarantee you, right now they have four anchor shoots.
Yeah, because if they have 4 points, I'm wondering if they've devised a way that, like, they can use, like, the handheld ones and it's more mechanically operated rather than gas powered, so that they can actually, like, continue to pull themselves around even without the gas to
the gas is really used for, like, the gas is also used for counterbalance, because whenever you're on your way up, you have to have something to slow your momentum. You, like, momentum gain, the momentum that you get from, like, the pulley system has to be counterbalanced so you don't hurt yourself. So that's what the air is for, counterbalance, and also for liftoff. But with the ones on the wrists, with the ones on their arms now, given the fact that they have the exoskeletons to brace and absorb the impact there, and I think effectively, yes.
I don't know if you ever got to play it, but, like, the simulator that someone made a long time ago that was, like, a web browser based, like, simulator game for Attack on Titan.
I did not know.
It had, like, all the physics and stuff, like, theoretically, of how all that would actually work. And the gas was basically what you had to use to get yourself moving quickly at all, because like essentially shooting the hooks out,
the pulley
was
system.
just to attach yourself to a point for leverage, essentially. And then the gas was used to propel yourself around that leverage point, or to that leverage point, essentially.
Well, it's the same concept that
I think it was also probably used to power, like, a reel system that would reel them in to a point as well. But, like, that stuff is, like, theoretically, like, I don't even know if I can wrap my head around how they ever do actually stop themselves without just smashing into stuff.
Well,
like,
well, you see,
but in that game, it's actually very possible to like kill yourself just with the momentum and shit, like and just smash into things.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
which the exoskeleton also would help with that a lot. It took a long time.
Like I had to sit there for like 2 or 3 hours. Like I could feel myself slowly getting the hang of it, but like learning the physics of just using those things, you can see how they had to be incredibly skilled with it to use it, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the way they do.
Well, the balance that you as a person could have
and
with
the moves
it.
like Levi and Mikasa do, where like there's just a Titan and they're pulling themselves around the Titan and stuff. You could do that, but it was incredibly difficult to pull off. Like,
well, yeah, I mean,
you had to do it just right. Like,
skill is like the skill that Mikasa.
That was one thing that always gave me an appreciation for like the way they do their stuff, because I'm just like, if that works the way, you know, the physics in that simulator did, you know, that would be so hard to do, and like the fact that they're that good with it is very impressive.
Well, I mean, dude, there's guys I know who, after working with equipment for so long, like there's a guy I know who can literally take a golf, like with an excavator, you know, a big claw excavator. You know, like one of those huge ones that they dig massive holes with for like foundations of skyscrapers. He can go with the claw mount on it, pick up a golf ball, and set it on top of a beer bottle.
Yeah.
Precision with practice for precision, and with the right equipment, and if you maintain the equipment properly, which, you know, that's one thing they always taught them in training. You know, maintain your equipment. Always make sure you have enough air. Always make sure that your pulley system is well lubricated. Stuff like that. And now that the new pulley systems are there with the arms, I mean, it's like a whole new thing. It's like there's all new ways and aspects of them to gain momentum and stop themselves because of that. Because instead of the base anchor points on the hips, you know, where the body, you can take the most impact on the body. Now you can stop yourself or slow yourself down by attaching with another hook from your wrist, and then you can like absorb the impact with the exoskeleton, pulling on the launcher, and then you release it, and then you've slowed down enough to where you can basically land. And 3D movement gear like that, I've been interested in like practical technology and stuff like that, impact absorption, you know, servos to help with that. I've seen there's actually these exoskeleton suits now that people use to lift stuff that's way over what they're normally supposed to. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Like this guy who, he says, you know, normally I can lift like a 30-pound box over my head, no problem. And it's like, okay, here's an 80-pound box. Put this exosuit on and see how it goes. And then he gets it, and he's like, oh, wow, this is just as easy as like the 30-pound box. This is awesome. And the more that technology advances and the more we're able to, like, have that as an option, like, it's... Pretty soon we may have shit like this. You never know.
Yeah. Something else I'm kind of wondering about, by the way, is you remember the scene from the previous episode where they were serving the drinks, and he spilled the drink on the lady, and she was just like, oh, it's cool, you know, like, she's like, don't make a scene out of it, you know, I spilled my drink on myself. I'm wondering, because they're kind of making it out like, oh, you just screwed us, because everyone, like, they're like, yeah, he's like, all the major nations are going to turn against them now, you know. And it's like, but I wonder if that's actually the case, or if there are nations that just hate Marley so much from the wars that they've been fighting with everybody that they're going to take their side.
Basically, if that's the case, it's basically a flip-flop of the entire scenario.
Not to mention
Marley's
nations,
built up in their head.
like, I mean, the one that they just fought, obviously, they were still saying, like, yeah, you know, you Eldian devils and stuff, don't touch me, and stuff like that, you know.
Well, yeah.
But, like, maybe her being like, yeah, like, I'm just trying to keep you from getting killed, like, I don't hate you, you know, like everybody else does. Like, that might be a hint that, like, there are going to be other nations that join their side in this fight against Marley as well, so it may be, like, more of a world war than just everybody against them.
Yeah. In which, we'll have to see. I mean, all in all, if after this is all said and done, Eren is just like, I It's like, I only sought to do this, and it's like, if you wished it, like, Eren, I guarantee, will be willing to sacrifice himself to end the war. Because if that's the case, if he, like, here's the thing.
If he's trying to eat the Warhammer Titan, like, I'm wondering if, like, his end goal is, like,
the eradication
pretty much
of the Titans.
Yeah, we get all of the Titans in one spot, and then we just fucking either let ourselves die of the age limitation or off ourselves, and just remove the Titans so that the shit never happens to the world again, essentially.
Basically, yes. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know if they have a system like, he was saying, like, if they just kill him, it's just delaying the problem. Like, I don't know if there's some kind of thing in this where if the holder of a Titan gets killed, they get reborn into somebody else or not. Like, it's hard to tell.
Know.
I've not heard it mentioned for certain, but I might have missed it if it was. But that kind of made it almost seem like that might be the case where they can't be eliminated. They can only be, like, passed around, and maybe if they're not directly passed to someone else, they, like, it's kind of like the Slayer from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where someone else is born with that power at some point or something.
Don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's been tested yet. I think pretty much every Titan has been accounted for the most part throughout this, and now I don't know. There's so many different things that could be with this. I mean, and then there's still the question of Annie. What's the deal with her? Is she still stuck in that crystallized form? I mean,
I'm sure she is. Like,
I don't know.
She's protecting herself from being, and like tortured and interrogated / killed or eaten. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know if someone could swallow that crystal as a Titan and get the powers, or if it would not work since she's in the crystal, or what.
Well, from what we saw, Eren was trying to do that with the Warhammer Titan.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the same kind of crystal or not, though.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking the crystal that Annie had is, I don't know. I really don't know. But overall, this episode was just
like one of the things I've been wondering about the whole crystal thing is, like, there's got to be a way. They're like, we're gonna get Annie back. We're gonna get Annie back. They got to know what she did whenever she got captured, right? Like, and there's got to be a method to wake her up to be like, hey, it's okay to come out now, because otherwise she's just gonna stay in there forever and not know whether or not it's ever okay to come out. Like, because I'm assuming she's, like, in a dormant state. She's not conscious while she's in it, if I had to guess. Like, her eyes were closed, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So.
She was in a fully dormant state. She was, like, I guess she'd completely given herself over to, like, encasing herself. Like, she knew she would probably be entombed for the rest of her life. Forever.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, too, is, like, they're, like, I kind of feel like that, the whole what's going to happen to her is, like, what's going to happen to her already kind of happened to her. She's kind of out permanently, if I had to guess. Unless there's a way for someone to wake her up at some point, but I think she's kind of just permanently out at this point. That's my guess.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. But
there was the whole scene where it's like, I'm sure she'll come home. I'm sure she'll come home. And I think that was just meant to be more sad, because it's like, yeah, she's not coming home.
Yeah, she's not. She's basically mummified at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it's essentially the equivalent of being cryo-frozen and launched into space.
Basically, yes.
You're not really coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not launched into space, but I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to wake her up. So I think she's.
Maybe they did launch her into space. Maybe Eren, or maybe Armin picked her up and literally chucked her ass into space.
I would say she's still just sitting in a room somewhere over it.
I guarantee you that's the case.
Paradise, but
I guarantee you that's the case.
Either that, or one of them actually did eat her at some point, like, just to try.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I would have probably brought that up to him if I was, like, talking about stuff. I was like, so you eat Titans, you eat people who are Titans to get their Titan powers, right? And I'm like, we got this person in this crystal over here. When you want to try swallowing the crystal, like, she's not doing anything else for us right now. Like,
yeah.
And, like, obviously, I don't know if the crystal's. I'm pretty sure the crystal's small enough that they could just swallow it. Like,
Probably.
Especially Armin. Like,
Armin
definitely
could swallow it
big enough to
easily.
Be like taking a little Tylenol pill, pretty much.
Yeah. He'd just be like, just nom. Nom. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this one. This was the Warhammer Titan. This was Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 6. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and hopefully we will see you all in the next one. So, until then, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you then. Peace out.